Hey everybody, Max here with Ridgeline Fence Deck. Today we're going to be going over our Nexus vinyl system here by Homeland and what our process looks like to get to this point. Let's take a look. First, we're going to be going over the process prior to installing the fence. One of the most commonly asked questions we have is, will we be pulling the permit? And the answer is always yes. We believe that it's very important for the contractor to be pulling the permit. That way, if there's ever any problems with how the fence is installed, we're the ones responsible, not the homeowner. The second part of the process we want to go over today is the idea that we'll be installing your fence in one day. This is something we really strive to do with every project we install. We see a lot of companies doing one of two things. If they're going to be digging and setting their posts, they're going to have to wait 2 to 6 weeks for the concrete to cure properly so it doesn't crack out. And so they'll install the post one day and come back a month, maybe 2 months later to then finish the fence. Also, we see with the driven post system that some companies are deciding to send one crew out to install the posts and then another crew to come out 2 to 8 weeks later to go ahead and finish the fence off. The last part of the process we want to go over today is the idea that Ridgeline will never be subcontracting your job out. It'll always be our employees that are on your job site. So you'll see our company t-shirts on, everybody that is walking around and installing your fence. Everybody that's on your job site is underneath our insurance and payroll. It's very important. Now let's go over the installation process itself. The first point we're going to talk about is our no dig, no mess installation. This is something that is very important to us here at Ridgeline. Within every single one of our vinyl 5x5 posts is going to be a 2 3/8 pipe that's going to be driven at least 4 feet in the ground. Now, why is that important to you as a homeowner? Well, in most places here in Minnesota, we're going to have very thick clay. Clay is very prone to heaving. So by driving a pipe to the frost line or deeper, we're guaranteeing there's never going to be any post heaving down the road. And we're so sure of this, we're going to offer a lifetime warranty in that post installation process. So as long as you own your fence, we're going to warranty the post from any heaving, warping, twisting, cracking, rotting, anything a typical concreted post would do and more. With the no dig, no mess installation, the no mess part means that we're not going to be having any dirt that the homeowner is going to have to be left to deal with. So we're driving the pipe in the ground, there's no dirt coming out of the hole, so you're not going to have to deal with that as the homeowner. And also, it's going to leave your yard in a much cleaner state when we're all done. You can see here, this homeowner has beautiful sod that's all setting up from having their house built, and we didn't disturb that sod at all. The next thing we want to go over is the vinyl itself. Who makes the vinyl? This is something you should always ask any company that you're looking at hiring, is who's the manufacturer of the vinyl. Homeland Vinyl is the company that we partner with, and we are the dealer here from Minnesota for them. Their product has a limited lifetime warranty against any chipping, cracking, peeling, fading, blistering, so that you have peace of mind as a homeowner that you have a well-installed product by a reputable manufacturer. Now I want to take a look with you at how we install our vinyl gates. Vinyl gates are one thing that we typically see in Minnesota having a lot of issues. Here at Ridgeline, we've brought to the market what we feel like is the most advanced way to build a vinyl gate. Within the 4x4 gate upright here, we have an aluminum stiffener, and also within the 2x7 horizontals here, we have aluminum stiffeners. That way we're not seeing gates sag long term. Typically, if gates just have vinyl within them, they're going to start sagging out right away. We also see companies putting a crossbar to help prevent this, but it's really only a temporary fix. We find it to be very important to have a full metal framing within all our gates so that they're not sagging down the road. One thing we always try to do as well is make sure our gates follow the contour of the ground. You can see there's a nice grade flowing away from the house here, and so we made sure our gate contours to that so that there's not any weird gaps at the bottom, and also the flow of the fence looks right. The last thing we want to talk about today when it comes to the product itself is the vinyl rail. We use a full 2-inch by 7-inch vinyl rail. You're going to have 2 of these running for every panel. The rail itself is what offers the structural stability for the fence to hold up great long term. Here is what our 2-inch by 7-inch rail looks like from a cross cut. And then here's what we would call the most common offering here in our market is. It's an 1.5 by 5.5 vinyl rail. You can see there's a big difference in not only the height of the vinyl, but also the thickness or how wide that vinyl rail is. And then also the sidewall thickness. You can see how much thicker the extrusion is here with our Nexus rail. With cheaper vinyls, we're going to see the panels start to sag out long term. And then also in heavy wind loads and snow loads, they're more susceptible to have panels blowing out and then also drooping. So we always encourage homeowners to ask their fence contractor, what kind of rail is my fence going to be built with? Is it going to be built with a larger profiled rail or a smaller rail that isn't going to hold up as well? Thank you for spending the time with us today to go over our process here on how we install vinyl fences here at Ridgeline, and then the product itself and what makes it a little bit different from most. If you have any questions or want to learn more, give us a call here at 612-868-4879. Thank you.